I'm there. I'm there. Very good morning, Richard. I am Dheeraj from HHC. Very good morning, Richard. Can you hear me? I'm DJ from HHC. Richard, are you able to hear us? You can see a person with the name Redmi. I would request you if you can change your name, if you can edit your name to your real name and change your phone name from Redmi to your name. It's checking. Taran, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good morning, Sandeep ji.
Good morning.
If you can actually talk to Richard, I think he's not able to hear us. If you can get in touch with Richard, he's there, but he's not replying back. So I assume he's not able to hear us.
Okay.
I can see another user with the name Redmi. Can you hear us? I would request you if you can change your display name to your own name.
Hello, Taran.
Hello, Richard.
Hello, Sandeep.
Are you all well?
Yes, I'm all well. Thank you. How are you?
That's good. That's good.
Okay. Are you fine?
Good morning, Richard. I'm DJ from HSC, Happy Hoteliers Club. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine.
morning, Richard. This is Ashish.
morning.
I'm Chief Operating Officer with Happy Hotelier Club. How are you?
I am fine, thank you. Oh,
Hello, Richard. This is Tarandeep. I'm the Chief Demonstration Officer for HHC. How are you?
I am fine, thank you, Tarandeep.
Great.
Very happy morning to everyone. We still have 15 minutes to go. I would request all the participants to kindly introduce themselves one by one. You can unmute your mic and start speaking. Mr. Rajat, can we have your introduction, please? Mr. Rajat Wahi?
Hi. Hi. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yes, yes.
Hi. My name is Rajiv. I'm from Vividus Hotel, Bangalore, Director of Human Resources.
Great. Welcome.
Yeah.
Hi,
Thank you.
hello everyone. Hi, hello everyone. This is Rajat Vai. I'm from JBN Hospitality, Delhi. Hope you all doing good.
Yes. Welcome.
Yeah. Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
I can see somebody logged in from Redmi. Sir, if you can change your name to your display name, your own name.
Yeah. I think perfect. Let me change it.
Rakesh Popli, can we have your introduction?
Hi, good morning. My name is Rakesh Popli, and I work with Grasik Search Private Limited, an executive search company. I am their business unit head for hospitality vertical.
Great. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Richard Ulenzi. I am working as HR officer at Sankara Nairobi Photograph Collection. Thank you so much.
Welcome, sir.
Welcome.
Welcome, Richard.
Ms. Sangeeta, can we have your introduction, please?
Hi, my name is Sangeeta Mobin, and I am a founder of NHR Management Consultants called Athena Group.
Welcome. Ms. Sonapi, can we have your introduction, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
Anybody else left for the introduction can introduce themselves, please.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Lalit Kant. I am a founder of a smart hotel technology.
Great. Welcome.
Mr.
Can we
Sam,
have the
introduce yourself, please?
Hello.
Lalit Parmar? Kindly introduce yourself.
Lalit Kant. My name is Lalit Kant. Maybe Lalit Parmar.
Yeah, so we have two Lalits present.
board,
One
yeah.
is Mr. Lalit Kant, one is Mr. Lalit Parmar.
Okay.
Good morning, all of you. This is Lalit Parmar, HR manager from Country Institutes by Radition Meerut.
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Yes.
Mirza Khan, if you can introduce yourself, please.
Good morning, everyone. This is Minza Khan, the HR manager from Royal Orchid Group, Chandigarh Property.
Welcome, Minza.
Welcome, Mr.
Rodolphe, if you can introduce yourself, please. Rodolphe, if you can introduce yourself, please. Can we have introduction from Mr. Menon? Mr. Menon, welcome. I think you are consistent in each and every episode. Welcome to our last episode too.
Good afternoon, Taran and Dheeraj.
Good afternoon.
I'm glad for the initiative you're taking forward. Your participants are increasing every week. I'm very happy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Wish you the best.
Thank you, Mr. Menon.
Thanks, sir. Manish, kindly introduce yourself. Manish, can you hear us? Mr. Anil Pandey.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. And myself is the founder and CEO of Exobian Technology Private Limited, which also owns Haifa Hotels. It's an exclusive job portal for hoteliers.
We really welcome you on board today.
Thank
for a
you.
very,
Thank
very
you.
Powerful
Welcome.
discussion. Yeah.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Well, we have a very, very dear friend of mine over here as a guest, and his name is Mr. Richard D. Cook. He is from South Africa. Hi, Richard. Can you hear us? Richard, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. I am from Kenya.
Morning, Sandeep.
Hi, Rudolph. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce Mr. Rudolph D. Cook. He is from South Africa. He sends hospitality South Africa. Would you like to say something more about yourself, Rudolph?
Good morning, everybody. I just want to say thank you for the opportunity having me on this platform. And I am the senior managing partner of C34 Collection. Currently, we are HSI, which is Hospitality South Africa. And then next up, we are opening HIN, which is Hospitality India. For the time being, you're welcome to visit www.hospitalitysa.com, and it's the first online service market globally ever, and also it's totally corona friendly. No contact is being made. You can pay on the platforms, you can interact on the platform, everything. So please visit the website, and I'm looking forward to hear from you. Thank you, Sandeep.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Vipin Yadav, can you please introduce yourself? Vipin Yadav, can you hear us?
Ms. Sujata on board here. Welcome, Ms. Sujata.
Yes,
Very
hi.
happy to meet you.
Hello, this is Sujata. Thank you for having me.
Good
Hello,
morning.
Sujata.
Morning.
We look forward to a very, very powerful, discussions with you and the rest of the speakers today, Sujata.
Thank you. Thank you. Looking forward to hearing everyone. I can see Rakesh there.
Hi,
Rakesh.
yes. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
I would request few participants who have mentioned their name on their phone name to kindly rename their name on their real name. I mean, I can see Nokia 7.2 here. I can see some alphanumeric numbers also. I would request these participants to change their name, please.
Good morning, sir. My name is Anurag and I'm from Dehradun.
All the participants who have not introduced themselves can introduce one by one.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Hello, my name is Bhavani Shekhawat from Select Hotels.
Welcome, sir.
Hi there.
Thank
Hi,
you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Guneet Madan, can you please
Good
introduce
morning, sir.
yourself?
My name is Telangana.
I'm Deepak this side from Select Hotels.
Welcome. Neeraj, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Neeraj. I work with Bloom Hotel Group.
Welcome.
Harpreet Singh. Harpreet Singh, can you please introduce yourself? Rajesh Kumar, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yeah. My name is Harpreet Singh. I represent a company called Goa Jobs Junction. We are based at Goa. We specialize in the hospitality domain. We are in the recruitment and placement partners for a lot of five-star properties in Goa.
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Welcome, sir.
Active and passive job seekers for all levels, all verticals of the hospitality domain. For the right fitment candidates, do get in touch with us, and we have the shortest turnaround time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for being with us from the past 2 episodes.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be around.
Thank you.
A pleasure, sir. Manav Sharma, can you please introduce yourself?
Kranti, if you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon. I'm Kranti. I manage HR for Watson's Facility Solutions. This is into facility management, and I was invited by Ashish Gupta. He's apparently my ex-colleague, and he's currently working with HHC. So this is sounding really interesting to me as well. You know, just to understand how the HR processes and strategies change during the slowdown period. So I am really delighted to be a part of this session and definitely will learn a lot of things.
Thank you, Kranti.
Welcome, welcome.
So I can see someone using logged in with the name Dell. I would request the person to kindly change your name, rename your name. Mr. Atul Shukla, can you introduce yourself? Mr. Sanjeev Singh, Mr. Atul Shukla, Manav Sharma, you people can introduce yourself. All the participants who have just introduced who have just logged in can introduce themselves one by one.
Hi, this is Namrata Singh from Delhi.
Hi, I'm Shubham. I work with the Park Hotels. I mainly head housekeeping here. but also have very keen interest towards HR. That's how I'm here in this.
Welcome, Shubham.
Thank you.
Manish, can you introduce yourself?
I think he doesn't have a mic today, Taran. He would not be able to speak.
Morning. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Sorry.
please.
Yeah, I can hear you. My name is Anurag Bhatnagar and I'm working with Lemon Tree Hotels.
Anurag, I would request you if you can change your name. We are not able to see your name. Mr. Suresh, if you can introduce yourself, please. Carry on.
Hi. Good morning, everybody. Myself, Suresh from Hyderabad. Recently, I was in East Africa for a 3-star hotel as I'm heading as general manager. So my position has been laid off. Now I'm back to Hyderabad. Thank you.
Thank you. We look forward.
Thank you.
Mr. Taran, if you can introduce Mr. Manish here, who was our speaker for the episode 2. He's with us. He has some problem in his mic. If you can introduce him.
Sure. It's a pleasure to have Manish today in the episode number 3. Episode number 2, he was our guest speaker. Manish is a CFO. He's a Chief Financial Officer of hospitality company in Myanmar. It's called Hatu Hospitality, which has about 15 luxury hotels in Myanmar. He's also a trainer and he's a founder of ehotelmanagementschool.com, again in Myanmar. So Manish, we are really grateful to have you in episode 3 today. Manav, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, hi. My name is Manav Sharma. I am a restaurant consultant and I'm based in Gurgaon.
Right. Thank you, Manav.
Mr. Indrapreet Singh, if you can introduce yourself, please.
Hello, good morning, everyone. This is Indrapreet. I'm from Giftbook. It's a corporate gifting firm. We provide all type of corporate gifting promotional articles.
Thank you. Shweta Kumar, if you can introduce yourself. Welcome everyone. We'll be starting very shortly. Let's take another 4 to 5 minutes. Many people are joining. Zoom is producing a problem today. As a lot of people is available, they are doing their calls, their meetings on Zoom. So Zoom has declared that their server is facing some issues since past 24 hours. So let us give another 5 minutes to join. Even we can introduce ourselves. Whoever has not introduced can.
Hi, can someone hear me, please?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, my name is Sanjeev. I'm Manager Operations at La Cabana Beach and Spa Resort, Goa. I'm having around 11 years experience with a front office background as well as operations and sales. So I'm looking after that property. Thank you.
Welcome. Hello. Okay. You joined him? Okay. Nihar is also there. He's one of our speakers for the day. Nihar, can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, good afternoon.
Welcome, Nihar.
Yeah, good afternoon, Paul.
Hi, this is Ashik, HR manager from Sterling Holidays, Chennai branch.
Anybody has left who want to introduce themselves can please start their introduction.
Hello. Hi, good afternoon. This is Rajesh. I am from the Radisson Blue Faridabad Hotel.
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Hi, welcome.
Hi, this is Ashik, HR from Sterling Holidays, Chennai branch.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is Shweta. I am from Institute of Hotel Management, Faridabad.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. This is Abhay Singh from Mansingh Palace, Ajmer.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
To all participants, I would like to tell that Zoom is I would request everyone, if they are facing any connectivity issue or if the Zoom meeting would be slowed down, you have to kindly bear with us and you can reconnect in case you are disconnecting yourself.
Sure.
Welcome, Shiv.
Hi, Tarandeep. How are you? Hello,
I'm good.
everyone.
Thank you. So Shiv was our guest panel speaker in the last episode. We are very honored to have you here today again and be with us. He's a COO of Leisure Hotels.
Welcome.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Before we start formally, I would request all the participants to kindly mute themselves during the entire meeting and only unmute themselves when they are due to speak. If you want to ask any question, if you are due to speak as a speaker, then only unmute yourself.
Sure.
Very happy morning to all of you. Welcome to HHC Slowdown Episode 3. Let me take you to a brief introduction of Happy Hoteliers Club. HHC is a brainchild of 4 hoteliers with the purpose of bringing our hoteliers onto one platform where they can share their best practices, teething issues and desire along with pain points, easy vending and some stress relieving too. A perfect place for any hotelier to come together and interact, share and rediscover his own self. May also be useful for sourcing right manpower and vendors too. Our vision and mission statement, a platform for providing happier ways of networking, learning, exchange of ideas, and career insurance. I would like to share the SHC core team with you, Mr. Sandeep Daga, who is a hotelier and our Chief Lighting Officer.
Hi all, I'm Sandeep.
Mr. Ashish Gupta, who is a hotelier and our Chief Operating Officer.
Hi, a very happy morning to all.
Hi.
Mr. Tarandeep Phul, who is a branding and PR expert and our Chief Demonstration Officer.
Happy morning to everybody.
And myself, Dheeraj Agarwal, I am a strategist and IT expert and Chief Technical Officer at HHC. A very happy morning to all. Let me take a very quick recap to our previous episodes. This was episode 1, which we had on 28th of March 2020, and we discussed that how hotel industry is sailing through the crisis, especially in this slowdown period. Then we had our episode 2 on slowdown, where we discussed about some sustainability and the strategies which various hotel brands are adopting in these slowdown situations. And let me welcome you to this slowdown episode 3, and I would now request Ms. Tarandeep Phul to kindly introduce our guest speakers for the day.
Thank you, Dheeraj. We are very, very delighted to have 4 speakers for episode 3 today, and huge amount, I think huge participation for the day today. We welcome Ms. Sujata Goen. She's the Vice President HR, APJ Surendra Park Hotels. She completed PG in Business Management with the University of Singapore and Professional Development Program in HRM from Cornell University and University of California, Los Angeles. She's received many citations in her 20 years of career. Welcome, Sujata. We also welcome Mr. Anil Pandey. He's an Indian businessman, founder and CEO of Zobin Technology, a software development company in Mumbai, and owns hireforhotels.com, which is a job portal exclusively for hospitality sector, with a vision of providing jobs to about 23.7 crore people. He leads his team beautifully well. We also welcome Mr. Nihar Mehta, General Manager HR for Sarovar Hotels. He's a seasoned professional who has led many prestigious companies and has responsibility to manage employee development systems and initiatives. He holds an MBA and Masters in HRM from Monash University, Melbourne. Above all, we welcome our international speaker, Mr. Richard Olenzi. He's a Human Resource Officer, Sankara, Nairobi, Kenya. We welcome you, sir. Richard, we would actually want to know, in your country, how, the whole environment is reacting to COVID-19, because we all in India have a way to look at it from our perspective. We would also like to know your perspective today. Over to Richard.
Richard, you need to unmute yourself first.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Tarandeep, for the introduction. As you've said, my name is Richard Olenzi from Kenya, working with Sankara Nairobi Autograph Collection as HR officer. Here in Kenya, there are several measures that have been taken to prevent the spread of COVID-19. There's a lockdown from 7 p.m. in the night to 5 p.m. in the morning, and also there is no movement. Movement is restricted in and outside the city, that is Nairobi, Male, Kilifi, and Mombasa. Everyone is also encouraged to observe the guidelines. That is constant or regular washing of hands, sneezing at the elbow, while folding their hands, and using of sanitizers. So those are some of the measures that the country has taken, and as well as quarantining those that have symptoms.
Great. Thank you so much, Richard.
Yes.
So the situation seems to be almost the same which we are facing here in India, in terms of the lockdown situation. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will start the episode. I would like to request Sujata to take this first question. The most probable impact on workforce due to the slowdown, and the impact on both smaller units and the bigger units. I would like Sujata to comment on this.
So I think first and foremost, being hoteliers, I think this has created an absolutely new normal for us. I mean, apart from this pandemic creating complete chaos and stress and a real difficult phase for the last few weeks, I think we hoteliers are more in terms of physical presence in our workplaces, right? So now with maximum people at work from home mode, I think there's the advent of a new normal, which will now, I think, become a sort of a norm when we talk about working and how people live and connect and, interact. So that is one of the major things, I think, which is, impacting. Then, of course, if you look at, let's face it, we are already now in the midst of a deep recession, which has, I think, started. Because if you look at the way things have been disrupted, whether it is travel, whether it is movement, whether it is meetings, so business has taken a huge downturn as far as the hospitality space is concerned. If you look at the recent HVS research which has come out, we foresee almost USD $8+ billion decline in the hotel business in India. which is almost 40 to 45% compared to last year, which is a huge impact. It's a huge impact. So most companies, all hotel companies, in fact, whether small, whether big, will have to brace for this challenge that we are going to be overtaking. So people will obviously have different ways of handling it. Right now, the first phase was where everybody needs to be connected. Teams have to be taken care of. So the whole month of March has seen a different situation. Now it's a wait and watch because you're entering into the new quarter of the new financial year. So I think, as I said, it's going to be painful and brutal as far as recovery of the hotel industry is concerned. But Indian hotel industry has always been very resilient. I think we are a whole resilient bunch of people. And I think recovery will happen in the next few months. We will bounce back. It will be a little difficult and painful as we go along.
Sure. Richard, what is your take on this from the international scenario? Please unmute yourself.
Sorry. Yeah, so this was an unprecedented situation globally, and it has adverse effect on the economy in general. And therefore, specifically on workforce in the hotel industry, there's a big impact on recruitment. There's a big impact on recruitment and as well as the income for the employees. Clearly, businesses are not making any revenue, and therefore they are going to be witnessed, or there has already been witnessed situations where employees are going to be sent on unpaid leave or half pay. Employees also being requested. There's also a furlough, absence of leave, and we don't know how for long this one might continue. But we hope that this is going to get to normal very soon, and businesses are going to get back to track, and there's going to be recovery. Employees at this time, there's one thing that they need most: motivation. Motivation from the companies through communication. The companies or the HR department have to, and the management have to communicate so that the employees can be kept reassured. The employees can be kept. That I think there's also need for counseling, because some and definitely there's anxiety for everyone, and therefore if counseling for employees is going to be done, then after this is done, they'll get back to foot very fast and continue being productive and perform well. Again, in my thinking, employees at this time, there is need for training for those who are now working from home. There are those who have never worked from home at all, or remote working. There are companies that have never practiced remote working. There are companies that never had, and most of them never had a remote work policy. Therefore, I think there's a need for remote work policy and training for employees so that they can know how to effectively and successfully work remotely and remain productive. I think at a time like this, now performance for those who are still working is going to depend on results and not face time.
Very rightly said. Thank you. So the take from this is whatever Sujata has said and what Richard has actually shared with us, that it's imperative to have a work policy from home drafted, and then do a very, very close monitoring and observation on the workflow which is happening per day basis, because it's something which has not been actually there with every company. And rightly said that hotels have never been, working on a remote format. We've been always on toes. So this is one-off situation, and we need to immediately, come up with some policies which helps them to actually get on board. And a close monitoring is also happening with a combination of motivation and communication, which is so very important. Right.
So over to our participants now. If they have any questions, probably on this topic, that what would be the probable impact on workforce due to slowdown. So it's open for our participants. You can ask questions from the guest speakers.
Certainly. Sujata, the question for you. It has always been a people serving people in hospitality industry, and though technology plays a very vital role, still we have always been people driven industry, right? And now we see a shift. So when work from home has so been imposed on us, we have got used to of these Zoom kind of meetings and finding alternate ways of getting together. So do you believe this is going to be detrimental for the hotel business, one? And how do you see this will impact the workforce? Am I audible?
Yes. Sujata?
Okay, sorry. So I don't think it's going to be detrimental to the hotel industry, because we're currently in a scenario which is, it's an unprecedented scenario, crisis situation, where we have two-pronged. One is the hotel business, one is your team, which is your employees and, the business partners and all other stakeholders. So I'll take the question the other way around. So first is, if you're looking at work from home and the impact on team, going by what Richard said, and that is what it is so important, that I think most progressive companies by now would have had various ways to stay connected, because at this point, staying connected with the teams is imperative, because as I said, it's a new normal. We've never really done this before much. And people are in different stages of questions, anxiety, depression, even, if I may say so, because a lot of people are not with families, they're staying separately on their own. And it's a very, it's a crazy, confusing situation. And that is why, if I'm talking from our company, which is the Park and APG Surendra, what we have immediately done when this, came upon us is that, obviously, social media and technology, which has been a huge boon during this time, because as you said, getting used to the Zoom and the go-to meetings and WhatsApp, I mean, things which we just took for granted, is now a huge tool to actually connect us and bond us. So from the work, so that people have the sense of continuity and they don't feel alienated and disconnected, what we've done is, at various levels within the organization, we have task forces. So at the senior most level, there are task forces which are actually preparing for business continuity, because we are going to be opening someday. Right now we are in lockdown, whatever, but we will be back in business, all of us, I'm sure, in a few days or maybe a month or whatever. So it is critical that these senior teams are able to guide and create that atmosphere to continue business, to prepare what's next, Then in the middle level and the junior level teams, we have interactive workforces, I would say, work groups, which not only are doing transactional and occupational related interactions, but it's more to do with, as Richard said, motivation, interactive, whether it is mental health, whether it is simple things like fun and games. So each work group is led by somebody, probably at a managerial level, an HOD level, and there is a lot of accountability. So general managers are conducting typical, like a morning meeting kind of scenarios. Maybe not every day, but maybe once every 2 days, where everybody's connected, and we want to normalize things as much as possible. So on the workforce, I would say, I don't think it's detrimental at all. In fact, it's a new normal, and we better get used to this new normal. Having said that, many of our hotels still are running. We have some occupancy happening, and that is a different set of workforce that we need to think about, which is the skeletal teams, frontline teams, which are still working with a lot of dedication, serving customers. People are stressed out. I don't know what kind of, guests are there. There are medical situations, but people are doing this with a smile. So that is a separate set of frontline teams that we need to completely be with and support. In terms of business, as I said, that I don't think it's detrimental, because right now we are in a different situation. I think in our years, I don't think we've come across something like this. We've all been through 9/11, the 2008 downturn, but nothing has hit us the way it has hit us today. So business it's not detrimental, but yes, the whole pandemic situation has created definitely a huge dent in the hospitality business, from which we will take time to recover. But as I said, I'm talking for India. I think our country is a very resilient country. Our hoteliers are very resilient, and I'm sure we're going to bounce back.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sujata, definitely we will bounce back.
That's wonderful.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Because we have to, in these trying times, we have to parallel look at the opportunities and the good things which we are learning out of it as well. So once we stand by this situation, I think we can stand by anything in the world, you know, if it comes, God forbid it comes across to us. Because these are also learning in the trying times. Learning, I say more, right? Because these are opportunities to grow and learn. I would like Anil Pandey and Nihar Mehta actually to answer this one for us, you know. Nihar, you have been in positions of you've been a seasoned, professional from past so many years in HR. And you've been heading Sarovar Hotels now, and you've been always known for taking up initiatives and policy changing in your respective organizations. I would like to know from you the positive measures which you're being taken, being taken and formulated in Sarovar Hotels these days in this trying time.
So, a very good morning to everyone. Just to take from the question, yes, see, these times are very, as Ms. Sujata very correctly mentioned, these times are very different from what we have seen before. You know, from a economic slowdown to other aspects, even to 9/11, etc. You never seen a condition or a place where people are locked down. So this is something where, it is like you're going to office on a Thursday and you get the news that from Monday onwards for 21 days, there's a proper lockdown. So you can't come out of home. And we have been dealing with situations where people hardly get time to sleep in hotels, from a hospitality aspect. So specifically hotels, people are having long shifts. They are working very hard. General managers are working till late in the night, and suddenly 21 days lockdown. And difficult to comment because we don't know what is the condition state-wise, whether Delhi, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Kerala. We will slowly things will unfold as to what is going to take place on 14th or probably 13th when some news comes from a aspect for the employees. Yes, in these kind of times, one has to see the positives also. So one of the aspects that we have done is that we are connected with everyone. So we also, as Ms. Sujata was mentioning, as Richard was mentioning, are connected with all our employees mostly. So we are, believing in the culture of Zoom call also that we've seen now. So we are connected through Zoom calls, through Skype. We are having discussions. There is a different team altogether which is looking into the main management, crisis, how to deal with everything, whether it is a small thing in the hotel or probably in the office. We are having a discussion almost 3 times, 4 times a week. And when I say we, I mean the main heads who lead their departments, the management. Twice, thrice in a week, we are taking measures. And whenever we want to talk, otherwise we are just connecting through Zoom, which is also very, very new. We are used to taking the phone calls and talking to people. So now we are slowly getting used to this whole culture that probably for some times, in the coming times also, we will have to do Zoom calls, we'll have to be connected on Skype. And these are some measures that we are taking on a general note. For the employees overall, we are pushing the hotels, which they are doing naturally, to be connected with all the employees through Zoom, to meet employees, to try to motivate the employees. There are situations where in hotels, I'm sure in other hotel chains, in other companies also, people are right now also stuck in the hotels also. There are places where in accommodations, people are stuck. Suddenly the lockdown has been announced and there was no time to book their tickets to travel out to their hometowns. So they are away from home, and this is also a very new and probably a depressing, situation for them. Even the people in the hotels. So how do you keep occupied? So wherever a possibility is there, we are all the general managers, wherever these situations are there, they are taking a time to motivate the employees. We are telling them to speak to them on a regular basis. Yoga, reading books, motivational books, biographies, autobiographies, playing games, indoor games, basic things which we used to, we used to push before the lockdown, and we used to give it a thought. And it used to be an added point that okay, this is a positive thing that a hotel has done. Now is becoming the norm of the day, the culture, where we are suddenly realizing that these are the things that you can do. You can't do anything more. Business is not there. Hotels will look at the possibilities only after 15th. So this is where leadership quality comes in, where general managers where they are facing the situation where the staff is stuck, some of the staff is stuck. They are motivating the employees, they are doing Zoom calls, they are giving motivational talks. What motivated them in the first place to take up hospitality as a career? Who are their favorite motivating leaders, etc. So these are the things that they are talking about. Yoga and other aspects, meditation is also being talked about. They are practicing it. We are also doing Zoom calls with our staff. We are talking to them on a regular basis. We are in touch with them. First things first, as a culture, we are inquiring about employees and about their safety and family also. So this is also something that we, constantly, when you are in touch, work is something else, and positivity, motivation is something which we are doing. One of the first things that we had done as a company when the lockdown had taken place, we had created a small policy which was best work from home practices that companies are doing in general, and we should follow. So we had done a Zoom call for almost everyone, where we had shared these best practices also with everyone, and we had run through it through a Zoom call, which probably we'll be doing more, because as they say, a very small example, you in the office, you miss the call of some important people, say around 3 o'clock, 3:30. It is normal to give a call back and say, sorry boss, I missed your call. When the lockdown is not there, you can speak and there's no issue. But what do you do in a lockdown situation where you are working from home? What is the culture that you have to build? So that is something that we did, one of the first things. And we are believing in connecting more and more in the coming weeks, in the coming days before 15th, to motivate people. And all our leaders are taking turn day by day to connect with everyone across for motivation speaks. So these are some of the measures that we are doing.
Thank you, Nihar. Any participant who wants to ask anything from Nihar would can now go ahead. Anybody has a question?
Yeah, hi Nihar, this is Shiv from Leisure Hotels.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, how are you? Nihar, just a question, and I think this is a question for the entire panel. Considering what the hotel industry is up against now, I think somehow March has gotten through. April and May is the big question right now. Business not picking up, etc. What would be the stand of HR leaders in terms of handling the workforce going forward, controlling payrolls, etc.? What are your views on it? What is everybody looking at? What's happening in the industry? We all know what Marriott and Hyatt, etc., all the bigger brands have done. So what is our take on it?
So a positive question, definitely, just to share a very relevant question in these times. So at this time, to be frank with you, I'm sure you must be aware. Right now, it is a little difficult to comment till 15th comes. So as it has been seen, there are the hotels are the exceptions. So they are in business, but customers are not there. There has been a health scare where many employees obviously have preferred to immediately go to their hometowns, because health is one of the main aspects which is of there. And we are looking into aspects about what happens once 15th opens. So one of the things that we have done, we are creating a point where we are making an action plan that what to do after 14th, when the hotel is opening and the operations, and how to go about it from that aspect in terms of work requirement, the kind of business that will come in, etc. And just to mention that yes, it will be a situation where we can't comment before 15th, because we are waiting for state-wise and otherwise also to see what the government would do on 14th. It has been a very different and very absurd situation. But I will like to add that probably the situation is not going to be extremely positive from a work aspect. So there will be limited demand, which will lead to other aspects as and when we go ahead. But difficult to say on a general note that what will happen till 15th comes. We are waiting eagerly for 15th to come for the lockdown to open.
Hoping it opens.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Sujata, you have any comment on this?
Well, similar to what Nihar said, but I'll say for the month of March, as an organization, we are definitely taking care of everyone, because it is, people have gone through a lot of trauma. As an organization, it is a responsibility to ensure that we do that. Having said that, April, let's see, 15th onwards, let's hope that, I think the government also, we will, I'm sure, hope that the hotel industry will receive, hospitality will receive, some magical wand from the government, sort of a thing, I will say. So yeah, let's wait and watch. Of course, it has to be sustainable for hotels to survive. The main intention will be to protect jobs. So there is a lot of discussion as to how do we do that. So yeah. So as I said, yes, we'll wait and watch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I hope Shiv, you got the answers. Move on to the next question to Anil Pandey. Basically, Anil, we wanted to understand your perspective. We just wanted to know, what future you see in terms of workforce career. Are you looking forward to this career being still the wannabe kind of career in times to come, or it will slow down? Your take on this?
Thank you, Darren. And I also appreciate Sujata and Nihar taking a positive view on the employees' part. Thank you, Sujata and Nihar. What I see, because my business is all about providing staff to the hotels and the hospitality sector. What we have seen that international travel had adversely impacted about 25% on this year, equivalent a loss of 3 months. Furthermore, majority of the travel, the hotel gets the booking for winter, that is October and March. The strong season is for our country actually, are done in the month of summer, which have already evaporated, I suppose. Well, but I'm very optimistic, and I'm thinking about a V-shape, a strong upward rebound. In past, the hotel industries also recovered quickly following the containment of SARS in 2003. We know that. And I hope the very same thing for COVID-19 once it gets over. Well, for the job seekers and for the employees part, I say it's a hard time for the workforce. There will be a huge cut in the salary. I expect that. There might be job loss. That's a bad part I can imagine, but it's temporary. And job seekers should be ready with the new opportunities as the COVID-19 gets passed. And I would also say government has to do something for hospitality industries. They have to give some packages or something like that. I'm not aware about much what government can do, but it's just a request for the government. Yes, please. That's what I can say.
So any questions from any of the participants from our speaker on panel for this? Mr. Shubhajit, you have some questions, I believe.
Yes, sir. I have some questions. My question is to Mr. Neha. So if there is Sir has already told this, there will be the team have to take some initiative, and the HODs have to take some initiative to motivate the employee. But in this COVID-19 period, not only initiatives and motivation is going to be in that case, some employees are not getting their salary and they stuck in their accommodations and hotels. So in that case, how could they survive? So that is my question to you, sir.
Thank you for the question. I'd just like to share, Mr. Supreet, there is no question. As Ms. Sujata had mentioned, even at Sarovar Hotels, we are very much going ahead with the concept, with the understanding and concept that we are looking after our employees overall. And when I say overall, I mean to say that we are looking after from every aspect, of an employee, not only motivation, etc., but other aspects. And we are covering and making sure that every aspect is covered. Employee is not only motivated, but we are with the employee during these stressful times, and the employee is taken care of. And when I say taken care of, I mean to say every aspect, even salary, monetary aspect. Obviously, there have been notifications also from the government, and that is a must that every organization has got it, and they are aware of it, and that is what will be followed all across. So that is something that is very much there. It is present, and as a market, as an industry, we are just waiting for the lockdown to open up, and for us to see the way forward, and to move on and get on with things and business and manpower. Okay, so I hope this answers your question.
Thank you, sir.
Over to Taran.
Anil, we wanted to know from you, with all these IHMs and all these hospitality schools around, with these budding hospitality management people who are kids who are actually wanting to get into jobs, what is the motivational spiel or the communication spiel which the the principals or the teachers or the counselors who are actually taking these students forward should kind of communicate to them in these times?
Taran, can you repeat the question? I didn't hear you, please.
So I'm saying that there are a lot of hotel management schools where the kids are actually studying hotel management, and they are looking forward to jobs and even training programs with the hotels at this stage, right? So what should be the communication spiels within the hotel management schools to these students? Because I'm sure these students also have a lot of questions which needs to be answered. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Well, I can say that this type of pandemic COVID-19 we have never faced, and for these students, they are also aware this situations which comes. We never expect this type of situations to come up, and what I suggest to all my new job seekers or the new students, that this is just a temporary phase, and they have to be ready with the new technologies, new skills once the hotel gets open after April 15th or after that.
I think rightly said, because I think this is the time to actually hone your skills and
Exactly.
hone your, or skills related to everything which is related to hotels and even the technology, because that is the way to go forward, and that is going to really make you stand out.
Right.
You know, because this is a beautiful time which one should not get in future, ideally, and this should not be wasted and should be really used for your own development, so that you
Exactly.
stand out in the crowd. Yes.
Right.
Any questions from the participants on this?
Mr. Shukla, do you have a question on this?
Am I audible?
Yes, please.
Yeah, Ashish, this is Atul Shukla, yeah, and Principal IHM Faridabad and IHM Panipat. Yeah, it's a very interesting scenario, and last time also I asked this question. That is a tougher time for us for running the hotel management schools, as already your the convener is or host is already posed a question on this. My only scenario is that we should how we can motivate the student. This is last time also I asked, because I was thinking that by July, I feel like personally that by July the things will improve for us. It's like that. What is the take on this?
Anil. This? Anil, can you answer this?
Yeah, yes, sure, I can. That was Mr. Sukla's question, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, hello, Mr. Sukla. As I understand, you are running a hospitality school. Same for me. We are running a hospitality job portal. We are at least on the same boat, actually. And what I suggest to my these type of employees or these type of job seekers, at this time, it's tough for time. It's a tough time, and you have to improve your skills, your technologies, and everything. Improve yourself, because once, if it is July or it is in May or it's in April, once the hotel gets open, there will be huge bounce back in this industry, and then the job are open for almost everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I have a question on that. May I?
Yes, Sandeep.
Well, my question is to Richard. Richard, can you hear me?
Can you hear you?
Well, Richard, can you hear me?
Can you hear you? Yes, I can.
Wonderful. Well, as we have just seen we have just listened to the views of Mr. Mehta, Ms. Sujata, and Anilji. I just wanted to know what all measures you guys are taking over there in Nairobi to motivate your staff, to boost the morale and all. What are the measures over there? Maybe there is something different that you're doing over there in Nairobi in Africa?
Just like most of them have said, we are constantly communicating with our employees through emails, and as well as sometimes some being called individually for those who can come to the hotel. And there are those that are still working, and they are provided for accommodation, like to stay in the hotel and continue serving the available customers, and also to make the hotel continue running as we look forward to the end of this scenario. Because even as everyone, as we go through this situation, the COVID-19, companies also have to look at the post COVID-19. After COVID-19, will the companies employees be ready? Companies be ready to continue with the business? If talent is lost now, and definitely there might be talent loss due to the layoffs, yeah, what will the companies do to ensure they get skilled employees? I think there will be need for skilling. And at this moment, what we are doing, we are offering training, cross-training to employees who are currently here so that they can be able to undertake different duties which they were not, like people in housekeeping. Someone can go to service and serve a customer, or someone in the kitchen can do the same. So there's cross-training to ensure that those that are working can do diverse, can do diverse tasks. And then those that are home, there's constant communication to ensure that they keep motivated. We're encouraging them to observe the government guidelines and also prioritize their well-being by exercising and ensuring that they read, learn a new skill. Like Anil said, there's need for learning of new skills or investing on skills, because we're foreseeing a time that is post-COVID-19 where there will be need, where jobs will be based on, or recruitment will be based on skills. And therefore, we are encouraging them to invest on their skills and technology, like Anil had said. Do you hear me?
That's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
It is open for participants. You may ask questions from the speakers on panel. You can unmute yourself and put up your question.
Sandeep, can I please add to that discussion?
Please, sir.
Well, from South Africa's point of view and from HSI, we are just doing our best to keeping our staff busy, even if they can't interact with the guest as from point to point, face to face. We keep them, we give them responsibilities to still keep them active, their minds active, and for them to achieve certain goals and aspects that will also keep motivating them to also keep them in the industry and active, so that they don't feel wasted at that time being, if that makes sense.
That's nice. That's nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody has questions?
Yes, Mr. Saurabh Patil, you can ask your question. Mr. Saurabh Patil. Mr. Jubair Ahmed, would you like to speak something?
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, ma'am. Just wanted to ask, like, now I was in a search for a course which can give me training in Opera software, because as you know that 5-star hotels are having the requirement of the Opera software, that you should know the Opera software. So can you suggest anything that I can do? Because right now, like few months back, I had came from Oman and I was on the verge of going back to UAE, but due to this lockdown, like now I'm in India at present. So like before lockdown gets sorted, if I'm having any training on Opera software, that will help me in my future jobs also.
Certainly, Saurabh, you can definitely contact the person who invited you to this forum, However, at this moment, let us stick to our agenda, please.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Let's take it on PM, please.
Ms. Karishma Chaudhary, you can take your question, please.
Yes. So my question is, this situation is very new for all of us, and we got to learn how can we meet each other by not physically meeting them. We used to think like by physical meeting we can create a good impact, or we can create impact as compared to our phone calls and stuff like that. But the positive side of this is I can see our environment is healing a lot. So after this COVID-19 situation will be over, because hotel industry is the major industry which is into travel. I see most people travel to meet each other and stuff like that. So is there anything we are going to do in the future also with respect to this? Because a lot of good thing is also happening with the environment when we are doing such Zoom calls, and when we are inside house, when we have restricted our movements.
Absolutely. So, Nihal, would you like to take this up?
Yes, that is fine. So, I'd just like to add over here that taking from the previous discussions that were taking place, hospitality before the lockdown and before all this took place was going through many interesting times. So, the hotels, mid-market, luxury, they were, obviously going through many interesting trends. Market was on a upswing, even though in November, October there had been a downslide a little bit on it. Restaurant chains, restaurants, many restaurants were opening. New fusion foods were coming up. There were markets everywhere in India. Examples, Cyber Hub, etc., which were specifically F&B driven, and new things were coming on the platter for customers to try, and there was a upwards swing. So I think this trend will also pick up once we get clarity on when the lockdown is taken off at some time. And from a new working environment that Ms. Karishma was asking, and the new aspects, we will, I think, what I mentioned, we'll have to get used to the aspect for this, for the some coming times and coming months of dealing with and having meetings through Skype, Zoom calls, through having panel discussion, or I mean to say group discussion with members, with fraternity, through different softwares, through the phones and through Zoom calls, etc., where we'll have to make this like a part of life, because now for some time this will be very much part and parcel of working culture also, which has been there quite a lot in the Western culture, where work from home is a reality and people are given options. While in Asian countries, in India, etc., this is a new concept. So from that aspect, we will now have to understand this. We'll have to understand the do's, don'ts, what to say, what not to say on the Zoom calls, in the Skype, etc. We have to treat it like as if it's normal working, even though you're not physically meeting people. But what is said and what whether it is for interviews, whether it is for meeting vendors, clients, whether it is for finalizing contracts, how to give nods and okays to the contracts, what is approval, what is not, what is what is digital signature, digital communication. All these things will slowly now become part and parcel of regular working culture. So I think the more we equip ourselves with all these softwares and discussions, the better it is for ourselves in the coming times, because we have right now no specific clarity what will happen post 15th. So we'll have to take this that this will go on a little longer than what we probably would expect.
the entire episode. We would like to now sum up the entire episode, taking a clue from everybody, what the experts had spoken today. I think this new normal has to be accepted, which Sujata had very rightly, coined this term and put forth. This is a new normal time. We need to accept it. We need to improve ourselves. We need to create. We need to, take it as an opportunity. We need to hone our skills. I think there's so much to do right now. So let's be better than the others. So that has to be taken forward with a very, very powerful message from this pandemic. That's what we can sum it up on a positive note, and make our people feel they are wanted. Make them feel that they are important to us. Communicate to them, because people will forget what you said, but people will also forget what you did to them. But they will never forget how you made them feel in these crisis times. I think with that, we come up, we end the episode number 3. And we look forward to meeting all of you in episode 4 on 13th April.
Thank you so much. Hello, there is one question. May I ask?
Yes.
Would there be another health challenge for hospitality employees as this resumes after lockdown? For example, say a scenario like in 14 we are advised to be a lockdown, 15 day resumes. So there would be some challenges for the employees again to resume with the working.
Whom do you want the answer from? From the panel?
Any gentleman can answer this.
Sujata, you want to answer this?
Can you just repeat the question, please?
My question is that suppose till 14th we are in a lockdown and on 15th we resume to the work. Okay. Now there would be another health challenge for the employees. In the next state would not be 100% safe for anybody to go outside and work. And see if we are in the hotel industry, there are a lot of you can see touches, and there are a lot of people you met across. So is there will be a challenge for them?
Okay, I'll just rephrase. I'll just understand the question first. You want to tell me that after the lockdown ends and when it is time for employees to get back to the workspace, is it going to be safe?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I'll speak from our hotel group's point of view. As of now, as I mentioned earlier also, while we have a lot of people working from home, most of our hotels have some small levels of occupancy and there is a skeletal staff, which means the entire hotel is being looked after. So, there is complete sanitization work going on. There is sort of there is a work going on in steps so that we prepare ourselves to when we open. So that when we open, it's not suddenly in your face that everything is unsafe and not healthy and the workspace environment is not ready enough. So it is being done in steps. I mean, throughout this entire lockdown, we've had skeletal teams in our hotels which are preparing the workplace for hoping that, yes, after the 15th, we are going to be back in a sort of a normal situation. Let's hope. So having said that, we encourage all our people in the hotels to, we provide masks, we provide disposable gloves, we are having the hand sanitizer, hand wash, all of the things in place, which is currently absolutely a requirement. I mean, that has become a daily life protocol. So I don't see that there is going to be a health scare from going back into the hotel. But yes, when we are having, people are going to be using public transport, everybody is not going to be coming in their own private vehicles. That is where I think each state, each region has to focus on ensuring that these, where we have clusters and groups of people who will come together if you're going to commute to work and forth. These are the areas which need to be looked into as far as I think the cleanliness and sanitization, all of that is concerned. But yes, from the workspace point of view, I can assure, at least from our hotel and our company, that we are creating a state of readiness so that when teams come in, it's going to be okay, it's going to be fine.
I also feel that, these sanitization do's and don'ts, which have been the protocol in the current time, they should become a regular practice now, because those are important for your self-care and the care of other people. I think that should come into a regular practice. That will help us to protect our environment as well. So thank you so much. Thanks for being on the panel, Richard, Sujata, Anil,
Thank you so much.
and Nihar. Thank you so much for the time given to us. And it's our pleasure completely. We look forward to the next episode on the coming Tuesday, which is going to be focusing more on F&B.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
everyone.
Welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Bye-bye. Take care.